Hey, my name is Jamie Harrison, and you've probably guessed from behind me that I'm a musician, and I'm coming from Galway in Ireland. And I just wanted to kind of give a quick video to tell you the story of this van, rather than just kind of show you the pictures of it. So I'm just kind of going to tell you what I got the van for, kind of the history, I guess, of it, which is kind of very brief. But anyways, I'm going to tell you all the same. And I'm just going to kind of talk you through what I've done to it and why, I'm selling it and all that type of thing, right? So originally I bought this van in London, just in a little place outside London, and it was actually an ambulance, first of all. Now, it wasn't a emergency ambulance with the sirens and all that. It was just a passenger ambulance, so it would just be bringing people from outside London into central London. Now, obviously, if you're coming from Ireland, you're going to know that vehicles are much cheaper to buy over in the UK and to bring over. So that is probably the main reason I went over to the UK to do this. But also, the fact that it was an ambulance was huge for me in terms of kind of saving money and getting the best van I could get to convert, right? Because with an ambulance, you have the wiring done, you have the insulation done, you have all these other little bits that are already done for you. The heater is already in there, all that stuff. But also, the fact that it's an ambulance means that it's only going to be driven by really professional people. It's going to be really well looked after because they have, these big warehouse kind of places where they do NCT, DOE, MOT, whatever the one is for an ambulance, I don't know. But basically they look after it well. They always change the tires well. It's always going to be looked after because you can't afford an ambulance to break down. But also, it was also by having all these extra features kind of built in, it was going to mean that I didn't have to pay someone else to insulate it, pay someone else to wire it, and all those complicated things that kind of would just save a little bit in terms of actually converting this, right? So I bought it as an ambulance. I bought it with very little mileage. When I was buying it, I was also looking out for something that would be outside of London, that was far enough away from London, but had to drive into London, so that most of the mileage was going to be done on that motorway, rather than something that was in the city centre or near the city centre or based near the city centre, and would be just doing mostly city miles. So even though this is such a low mileage, like 65,000 miles, it's all motorway mileage, so it's equal to probably more likely 20 or 30, because it's kind of good mileage, as we would say. So I went over and bought it, got insured for the day, and just drove it back and brought it in as a commercial vehicle, so a van. So it was €200 or something to bring it into Ireland, right? That was the first 30 days. I had to get that done. So I paid that, then got it converted professionally, and then I paid the VRT on that to get it across as a camper, right? So that is the story of how I kind of got it in. Now, the thing about me as a musician was I was buying this to go on tour around Europe and stuff like that. And because I've been touring a lot around Europe, I actually was busking on the street touring around Europe and all over the world. After a certain amount of time, my business online started taking off, so I just didn't have any real need for the van, and that is the main reason I'm selling it. But anyways, everything that I bought, I would buy at a 20% discount or so, because I had various different accounts with I do run a company myself, so I had various different accounts that I could get these discounts with and kind of pull in, not necessarily favors, but just trying to get the best quality material while, not being silly about how I spend my money. Because this originally was for myself. It wasn't until after I converted it that the business online really started taking off and I didn't need it anymore, right? So that was kind of the best way to get the most luxurious van that I could get for the cheapest possible price. And I can pretty much promise you that you're not going to find a van to this standard and this specification and to this quality anywhere near this price range. I can pretty much guarantee it, because I quite obsessively searched to get the best for myself, not to sell. But now with the online thing, I'm just not using it enough. I'm not using it anymore, and it's just a shame to see it sitting there. So I am unfortunately and reluctantly letting it go. Anyways, like I said, I paid the conversion, and I also paid the VRT, so it's fully qualified as a camper now. And the VRT was quite a bit, actually. We're talking €3,000, something like that, which I've already paid. And then I've also put in the best kind of quality materials in there. It's all kitted out with lightweight ply, which is the best stuff for camper vans, because if you just go putting in regular wood in a camper van, it can expand and contract and stuff like that, and it can sometimes crack and things. So for camper vans, the most recommended wood is called lightweight ply, which is the more expensive one. It's about 3 times more expensive, but is the one that's going to last, and it's the one that's going to take all that kind of travel comfortable and the van bumping around and all that type of thing, you know. So there's also a brand new swivel chair in there. There's a brand new fridge. It's hooked up with electricity so you can plug it in. There's space for, I initially intended to put solar panels on the roof, and I've left space on the roof for that as well. There's a roof light in the ceiling of the van. There's, as I said, really high quality insulation, which is actually better than most camper vans because it's in the ambulance. There's a diesel heater, there's a table, there's a fridge, there's gas already hooked up. It's pretty much ready to go, and the tax and the insurance prices are officially as a camper van, so it's going to be really, really low for that as well. So the only thing that I would say is I did build this for myself. So I built the bed quite high up in the back, as you can see in the pictures. And the reason I did that was because I would have these big speakers and amplifiers and guitars and stuff that were all going to be in the back under the bed. So I kind of just wanted to make it as high as I could to kind of allow for as much storage in the back as possible. I'd also have it all on this kind of trolley, which would kind of take up, you know, about a foot of space at the bottom as well. So I needed all that height. You could pretty easily just take down the height of the bed. A lot of people have mentioned that they would like to do that, you know, if they bought the van. But anything you can kind of do yourself, and it drives perfectly. Everything is, you know, kind of in top condition in terms of the engine as well, because like I said, it was an ambulance, so it was really well looked after, and I haven't really done any kind of excessive driving, and it's just kind of keeping it tipping over to keep it in good nick while it's outside my place. But anyways, that's kind of pretty much the story of it. It is, like I said, it is a really, really nice van. You're not going to find anything for the price. I don't really mind about selling it. I'm pretty confident that it will go because I know that I have done everything. So I'm not trying to be too salesy here, but at the same time, I can just tell you for sure that, you know, if you're looking for a van and you have a little bit of a budget, you're kind of getting much more value than what you would think. I just want to kind of get my money back. So anyways, let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully this video kind of helped get the story across, because most people, they could ring me and we'd be on the phone for half an hour and I'd be telling them the story of the van or whatever. I just thought it might be helpful to make a video and to let you know exactly what's going on with it. But you're also welcome to come and view it, all that type of thing. Just give me a shout on the number in the ad. Thanks so much for listening, and we shall talk to you soon.